Okay, let's get started.
Okay.
All right.
Hi, and welcome to Pop and Bubbles podcast. We're here at Enactus World Cup 2023 in Utrecht, where we sit inside the box and think outside the bubble.
We came up with that today.
Very good.
like that, yeah.
I'm your host Lisa.
And I'm Stefan, and our box that we're talking in today is sponsored by Koninklijke Ahrend. Thank you very much. We actually have someone here from Ahrend today.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, it's perfect for this application.
Yeah, we didn't know until now, so maybe there's something we can work further on within the company. It's cool.
You can sell podcast boxes.
Yeah, it's like a different marketing strategy. Yeah.
I think so.
Mentioning that she also won a really great award. Tell us about that.
That was in I think 2019 already, which is already a long time ago. I won the Ron Jansen Spirit Award for the most inspirational leader of Enactus Netherlands that year. And with that, I won a leadership kind of training thing at Ebbingen, which was very interesting. I learned a lot about myself. And also because of that, I got the job at Royal Ahrend because the CEO of Ahrend, Eugène, saw me winning the award and he was like, okay, that's someone we might want to have in our organization. So now I'm working there already since 2021.
I mean, you can see the interconnectivity of Enactus going everywhere.
Yeah, and I guess Valeriia will continue with more details.
Yes. We provide more surveys among military personnel, and we identified an urgent need for charging devices capable of charge the mobile phones, the radios, and drones in the field. And to make this need, we initiated the Power project, in which we manufacture the power banks for the military with the capacity of 2000 milliampere. And in our production process, we used the components from used electronic cigarettes. So, yes.
Yeah, are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Yeah.
Do you have the same?
So we just had a conversation with Enactus Ireland, who they have a project where they collect like those vapes. Right?
And
the
same.
They have
L bars, like.
Yeah, exactly.
And they take out they recycle the batteries. So
Yeah.
it's like I
Wow.
see
I
like
think
a
we will.
Wow, we need to talk. We need to find them.
Enactus Ireland, you should, because we just like...
I like, and that's the great thing about these conversations. You start to put them together. So and obviously you're then 8 months, so it's all quite new, I guess, or maybe not really. So how have you been enjoying your Enactus journey so far? Maybe you can tell us a little bit about the projects that you're running in Zimbabwe.
Oh, okay. Enactus, contrary to popular view, it's very difficult. Working with brilliant minds is very hard because you always have a contradiction of thought, since you're all scholars. And that makes the journey more interesting because no matter how brilliant you think your idea is, there's somebody who's always going to think outside the bubble to the idea that you have. So
We need sign this man up.
Yeah, when
Sign this man up.
So we're working on a project that we call the organic bucket. So the idea of the bucket is we have everything that we need on a farm setup in one ideology, where we're saying if you're a marginalized farmer who can't afford to buy farming implements, who can't afford to get like basic things for you to farm, we're saying you can have your few chicken, your few goats, and your few rabbits, and you can make your fertilizer from their droppings. At the same time, you plant trees, such as our unique tree that we found in Zimbabwe called Sespania. It's a nitrogen-rich tree. If you plant it even on any garden, it has got that effect on your plants. So we have been infusing it in making our fertilizer. So at the end of the day, what we're creating is a circular economy where everything that you have on a small plot of land feeds into one another. And at the end of the day, you've got better quality life, you've got access to organic, healthy food, and you do not have any worries about where to get the next cash or the next dollar. You just have everything around you on that simple, small plot.
Some of the projects, like the fertilizer project that you're working on in Zimbabwe, could that be useful in Nigeria as well?
Say that again?
Like the projects, like collaborations, like cross African nations.
Sure. It's absolute. I have had several conversations with other country staff members, most especially from Africa. We are Africa, most of our problems are similar. But the funniest thing when it comes to implementing projects or solving solutions or creating solutions to problems is the fact that there is always that uniqueness or that peculiarity to the environment. Right? So the solutions might be the same, but applying them might just require some sort of adjustment so that it adapts to that particular environment. So there is a need for all of us to collaborate. Most of our problems are similar. Right? Yeah. So because our problems are similar, we should have to come together to think in such a way that we're coming up with some sort of a continental kind of solution that is addressing
because
that. So collaboration is key.
Is malaria a big thing in Zimbabwe as well?
Yeah, sure.
It is. It is across Africa. It's a big thing. And we were talking just before we got here about collaborating on a lot of projects that they're working on and collaborating some of our projects to Nigeria because we also want to expand our ideas about the organic bucket because we're not just working on fertilizer and the farm. We've got a brilliant young mind. His name is Notinda Chitanda. He's working on biodegradable plastic using amazing maize stalks and the residue that we get from farms. So he's been working on that project so that we do not have like the entire problem with plastic. So he's trying to he is creating plastic that is similar to PDEs and PETs using maize stalks, which is biodegradable. Yeah. So it's these collaborations that we need throughout the world, not just in Africa, because these problems replicate even in the world. Because even in Europe, I have seen Netherlands is an agricultural-based economy. You guys do a lot of agriculture.
We're the second largest agricultural exporter in the world.
So you do a lot.
But we're super small, but we...
Exactly. So some of the concept that we share and with the demand of organic foods across the world, it can replicate even here in the Netherlands for you to then implement organic farming practices and methods, which will then upscale your market because the value of organic is not in the production of the product, it's in the organic concept where people want to consume healthy.
Absolutely.
So that's what we think the whole world should do, not just Africa, but everyone should be involved.
What's the project doing? Basically, it's a web app, and you just upload a picture of a paper document, and like there is an informatic code that transforms and adapts the layout directly as with like some parameters like letter spacing, line spacings, typography.
I've seen this like dyslexia font.
Yes,
that's easy to read.
That's an interesting point because those dyslexia font works, but there is like native fonts on words like Helvetica that work very good as well. We want a project to not being stigmatized for children, because when I was younger at school, I had more time for do my exams, and that was super stigmatizing for me because I was staying alone in a room with my paper, writing.
I feel you. I had the same exact experience.
And my classmate told me, bro, are you an idiot or what? What any more times? Yes, I feel awful at this time. And I guess that's what gives me the energy to undertake this project.
That sounds good. I'm all for it, man. I'm all for it.
One of my favorite ones that I want to speak about is really cool. Is we identified that, and my parents are both ex-military, so this is a personal story to me that really is meaningful. We identified that the Canadian military had no entrepreneurship transition programs for folks who were leaving the military and going into civilian life, and so there was no supports there. There were other training programs to get just regular jobs, but there was nothing for entrepreneurship. And so we, as a team, decided that we were going to address that need by launching like a year-long training program for Canadian Forces members. And that was sort of our brainchild. The first year we just did it with 5 people. It was kind of a pilot year. It was amazing. And I remember I mentored one of the gentlemen who's still running his business today, and he was... after the program said, this is the nicest thing anyone's done for me in my life. He was just so happy. And it was so cool, but it got traction after the word got out that, oh, there's this student team running this entrepreneurship transition for Canadian military. Canadian military heard about it. The Prince's charities heard about it. So then all of a sudden we met with these folks, and then met with Prince Charles. And Prince Charles was just like, I want to fund this. This is great. And then basically, over the course of a few years, it scaled and is now the official entrepreneurship transition program of the Canadian military. It is now officially run by Prince's Charities. We initially got a $2.2 million gift to scale it, so that was one of the coolest. But it was so cool because it started as an idea, and we just did it. The first year, we literally were knocking on business doors and going, "Do you have any money you can donate so we can have food at our events?" Like, we just did that with 5 people, but now it's like over 200 people a year. So it's cool.
I'm sorry.
You have Enactus Rotterdam step up your game. Maybe you can give us like a quick overview of how you came from starting at Enactus to this
movie. Yeah, sure. I think it was quite personal to me also to make this movie because of my Enactus background, and it's really about what are the impacts of the Enactus experience on you, the people, on us, but on the long term. Of course, on the short term, we are experiencing it right now. It's amazing, it's incredible, so much inspiring projects, inspiring teams. But then, like 10 or 20 years later, what remains from all this energy you had, like as younger people, and that was the question I had also for myself, because of course I still in the area of Enactus, but I started it like 10 years ago, so it was also a question for me what remains, and we came to the idea with Enactus France, which I was part of it at the time, that we would like to meet alumni that experience in Enactus 15 years ago, and to understand what are they doing right now, how did they change their life forever, as workers, but also as person, how did it impact them. And so the movie is about it's through the eye of a young Enactus student, 17 years old, the Enactus student from France, who was involved in a project and who was really into the experience, and who came across the France to meet alumni and to understand what they became, to ask them questions. And so this is the synopsis of the movie, how it started. Yeah,
that's so cool. I mean, yeah, I don't know. There's a lot to say. I mean,
the question is not if you are involved or not. It's there are many ways to be involved. This is really the message, the key message of the movie. So, and for the people and the young people that are watching it, don't be nervous about your Enactus project or what you will be doing in 5 years. You don't know. I didn't know that I will be a director of this movie 5 years ago, and it's just a question of continue to make this little
changes.
Yeah, little change thrive into you, and to keep it wherever you go, whatever you do, and then you'll see that you'll thrive as yourself, as a person.
Thrive.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I like this word. Yeah. I think this is the world of the event, but it's a perfect world, which tourism and actors. Yeah.
The listeners won't know, but you had a very unique way of getting to Utrecht for this World Cup.
Yes, this year I went completely crazy, when these girls representing Enactus Italy asked me to participate with the Italian delegation to the Enactus World Cup. I told them, yes, of course I will participate, but I will take a sustainable way to get there, and I planned my journey to come here by bike.
But I feel like the train is quite sustainable, right?
Train, yeah. Yes it is. But since I am a previous Enactus student, so an Enactus alumni, I have this kind of entrepreneurial mindset and craziness to think that we need initiatives and acts that are exemplary and can be a mean to talk about certain topics and to be listened to certain people and to raise awareness. That's why I chose to do it with the bike. What is great that you learn is, we talked about this morning, is like fighting for your objective, and we can do it. And it's on purpose that I say we can do it, because I was alone riding, but I had a lot of people supporting me. So when you truly believe in something, you just have to make the first step and surround yourself with people that believe in the same values and same mission, and we can do it. You can do it.
And it seemed to pay off, because Italy actually made it to the round of 16.
And after full scale invasion, probably I got this feeling that Enactus, this is something that we really need in Ukraine, and all this happy ISIS and happy students. For me, it's really guilty pleasure. This is something that really impacted on me. And I guess in Ukraine especially, we need such organizations, because only, we are alive, not because of some political stuff, or we are alive because of army and because of very strong volunteer community. And all this volunteers community, this is us. This is students from different organizations. In some moment before, I guess we got this feeling like we are a competitor on the market, etc. But in one day we understood that, okay, now we are one nation, and doesn't matter what experience we have, doesn't matter what nation we are. We are in Ukraine, and we would like to be alive and to keep our country as well. So we need to be arranged, and we need to organize somehow together. And it was really crazy stories when some people help another people to arrange some facilities, to arrange some volunteer stuff. So it was crazy. And I guess probably last 2 years changed all of us. And and I've got this feeling that we really need Enactus. That's why probably we are fighting to keep our activities also alive. So
That's incredible. What piece of advice would you give to aspiring student entrepreneurs? Something I'd say, and I wish I had kind of realised this more at the start myself, is make your project at the start as small as possible. So even if you're thinking big and you've got a different end goal in sight, just think, what is the smallest thing that I can do right now to start this project? Because otherwise, I think it's very hard to turn an idea into a reality if you don't start off very small, and it can get very overwhelming if you aren't able to do that from the beginning.
So what was it then that prompted this insight for you?
I think it was starting my own project, which I haven't really talked about, but it's kind of now that I've got the airtime, no. It's about kind of getting rid of food waste at the source. And we had these great plans to develop all these meal plans and automate it and talk to big supermarkets and everything. But we ended up really paring it back and kind of just researching the meal plans ourselves, manually putting them together, handing them to our friends, making them use them, getting feedback.
Forcing them, maybe?
Yeah, just all the really, really small things. And that's when we started to see actual impact, even if it's small. But if we hadn't taken those first steps, we probably wouldn't have seen any impact and lost that motivation. So
that's, I totally recognize that one. Derick, how about you?
So I would say, look at your network. Your network is your net worth, as people say. Surround yourself with professors, with professionals, research, because you're not really alone. It may seem like it, but if you really look out for help, there's a lot of experts in different areas. In my case, we had to look at experts who deal with tires, but also people who know about dogs, also people who know about social inequalities in Puerto Rico. By talking to these people, we can put everything together and come up with a solution. So
I'm an Enactus alumni, so what has been a big personal challenge you overcame through Enactus? Wow. Many?
That's
A
true.
wedding?
I think the big personal challenge I had, not the big, but one of the big was to, keep doing things that for me were really on purpose, but in an environment that was not really understanding this. When I was a student, I don't know what was it for you, but I was looking by the others a bit like an alien, like, oh, this guy, not only me, I mean also my Enactus team. Okay, it's cool, they are doing great things, but there are other stuff that matters, like business, like money, etc. And I made a business school, so in this kind of environment, somehow it's difficult to assume that you have this belief, this purpose, and you can be happy about it. And through Enactus, I really learned to assume it and to make this decision to me, whatever I do in my life. Yesterday with Enactus, today with films, maybe tomorrow with other things, I'll do it with commitment and with purpose, because it's the most important thing in my life. Yeah, that was the thing.
Wow. Well,
What piece of advice would you give to your younger self? Just, hey, Vincent, I know you look at me, just believe in you. Yes, like I would advise me to very listen myself and to be more self-confidence. Because, guys, when you grow up like being mocked by classmates and stuff, it's often very painful. So, yes, doesn't matter what others think about you, just focus on what is matter and thrive.
Exactly, thrive.
it's like with all the Enactus alumni that we speak to, they've always been involved for so long.
Yeah.
It's like either you move on to do other things, or you're just stuck for life. You just keep doing it. It's
So I think to be very honest, when you want to talk about getting yourself involved with anything in terms of career and all of that, we need to speak from a place of passion and fulfillment. What exactly is that thing that you're looking out for aside the money? Money is for the ends to get met, and again, satisfaction is priceless. Fulfillment is priceless and all of that. And when I look back at the impact of the program on myself, it became a challenge for me to say, okay, what can I do? How can I become that platform or that bridge where all the young people can have the same, if not a better experience on the program just the way I had? So doing Enactus for me, and it's from a passionate standpoint, and sincerely, I wouldn't mind doing the program till the end, like stuck with it for life. You know why? The impacts created are immeasurable, and I feel very fulfilled. I feel very excited that, I have students that have come through me. I've trained them, I've mentored them, I've coached them, and they're great people from outside of the country doing marvelous things and all of that. So for me, Enactus is life.
you in 10 years.
Yeah, it sounds like me in 10 years.
Yeah, we'll see you in 10 years.
And
You
accounting
have
is
to
just
fold your
another.
sleeves, you have to soil your hands.
Yeah.
And that's what Enactus teaches you to do. Don't just talk about it, do it and show us the results.
I think we all share that, right? That
Yeah.
we want to help people.
Yeah.
Maybe from myself as well. It's just like you have such a good experience, you just want to give it to someone else, right?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that was also like part of the reason for the bike ride, to inspire people in that way.
Yes. It is just another step of my path close to Enactus, because after I was a student, I tried to find a way to continue to be in touch with students of Enactus, maybe as a business advisor somewhere, somehow mentor for them. So when you're in the job market, you can try to have these roles connected to Enactus. Maybe try to go to an organization and tell them, hey, you have to support Enactus, because you can change the life of a lot of students and have your future employees that are amazingly inspired, strong leaders. They know how to work to a team. They know how to face problems. They know how to go to the second time on a stage and be better than the first time, and not be knocked out by their failures. My involvement with social entrepreneurship impacted me, I think, in two ways. The first way is to learn how to leverage the entrepreneurial method to everything we do. So every act that we do you can apply on it an entrepreneurial method, so understand which is your mission, which are your stakeholders, how you can make the most out of it. And the second biggest impact is on the social side. So understanding that everything that we do, every time that we spend, every act that we do has an impact on something, someone, or people, and planet. Yes, so now everything that I think I have in my mind to do is as this thought on my mind, and definitely changed my way to live more in a thrive sense.
Thrive.
We love thrive.
Alessia, do you want to chime in on this one?
Well, it's really about the mindset, as you said. I feel like discovering the difference, especially the difference between classic entrepreneurship and social entrepreneurship, allows you to change the focus and understand that you can have two goals. And profit is not the only goals, but I mean, it comes with it because to be an entrepreneurial project, a project needs to be economically sustainable, of course, but you can have a bigger focus that has impact on more people and the environment. So this is really something that, as Mirko said, you can apply in life on many things you do, on what you do on a daily basis, but also on a long-term basis. But this is how I think the world should work. So what we try to do, I mean, Mirko, you also started to work in this field, actually. So yeah, it's really, you start to have this mission that you don't only want to make money, or even when you work. I
have the same. I have had the same profound shift of mind as that you're talking about.
There is not only money. Yeah.
I think we're going to be kicked out soon, so we're going to have to wrap it up. But I want to talk to you about this after the recording.
Yeah,
the rest of you all don't get to hear this, but
yeah.
Anyway, thank you very much for listening. Thank you guys for being here.
It was Poppin' Bubbles podcast, where we talk inside the box but think outside the bubble. And we're your hosts, Liza and Stefan, and thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.